Welcome to Women Unleashed, the empowering space where I dive deep into the world of women's health and fitness, relationships, navigating trauma, and the journey of life. My name is Dom at Defined by Dom on Instagram, and each episode I will discuss a range of topics that matter the most to women. There's no limits to the discussions I will touch on, so get ready and join me for some juicy episodes. Hi and welcome back to Women Unleashed, Season 2 this time. So it's been a while since the last episode and I thought I'd come back with a Season 2 for you all. So it's 2025, a fresh new start, and a lot of people have requested for me to do an episode on moving abroad. And since I've lived abroad myself for just over 3 years and my best friend Aista has recently moved abroad, I thought it would be a great chance to get her and talk about it with me. She's back in the studio again. So let's talk about it. I know we live together, so I already know all this, but for the audience's sake, when did you move to Dubai and why?
When did I move? A month ago now. Yeah, we've been here a month. I've been back and forth sort of throughout the year, but yeah, I made the final move literally a month ago. And why? Because I just fell in love with it.
And why did you fall in love with Dubai? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why you fell in love with Dubai.
I think in our industry, because we work for ourselves, we always say this beforehand, like working for yourself, we wanted the freedom, sunshine, all of that. And I think the hustle and bustle.
Hustle and bustle of Dubai.
Yeah, exactly. I think it just worked really well for me in terms of like feeling motivated, driven with work. Like any other time I came out, the first time was like 5.5 weeks, 6 weeks. Last time I came out for 2 whole months, like they were my best business months. Do you know what I mean? So I think just even being surrounded by people doing similar things, mindsets completely different, conversations are different here. That's the main thing, conversations are different. So a big one for me was work related. But yeah, the sunshine, the lifestyle, I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's hot. It motivates you, doesn't it? Like working in the UK when I go back compared to when I work here, I can't bother to do anything in the UK. I'm very affected by the weather, so for me it's a no-brainer. Now, obviously, I've lived here, there and everywhere. You kind of decided on Dubai. Prior to deciding where you were going to live, like, how did it come about? Like, why did you move now and not like 2 years ago, say?
I think life's just different now. Like 2 years ago, I was very comfortable, like in my comfort zone, and I was like this, I thought that was gonna be my life's path, even though I wasn't fully happy with it. Like I always said to you, I always wanted to move away. That was always within my plans. And then I started working and I was in the gym, and then I sort of went online and I was just comfortable. I had my friendship group at home, do you know what I mean? And I just treated going away as a holiday. And then I went to Bali last year. No, not last year. What year are we in now?
The year before.
2023 for Christmas. And I think by that stage, I was like, it just made me realize whenever I came home, I'm like, nothing changed here. Yeah. Everyone's doing the same thing. Everybody feels the same way. And I don't even like saying it, like back home, like people, like nothing changes. That's not a bad thing. It's just not for me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like I came back, I'm like, oh, I did this, this happened. And they were still complaining about the same things, still stuck in the same situations. And yeah, it just made me realize that there's more to life than that. And yeah, I thought I was going to go to Bali, and then you texted me and I ended up here.
Didn't take much convincing. We didn't even know each other. I was like, do you want to come stay in Dubai with me? And here we are.
Literally.
A year and a bit down the line, living together.
Me and her. Have we told the story before?
I don't know. Do you want to tell the story?
Really?
Tell the story.
So, me and Dom met once at a work event. We purposely got sat beside each other. We didn't speak. Like, we introduced each other.
I couldn't even remember your name, to be fair.
Yeah. There you go. We didn't speak, but we spoke a wee bit about work and stuff, but that was really it. Exchanged Instagrams. Anyway, I was in Bali. I was planning to come home in January, and then my original plan was to go out to Bali again in April by myself, because before that I went with one of my friends. And yeah, before I came home from Bali, Dawn messaged me out of the blue going, hi, how long are you staying in Bali for? And I was maybe had another week left or something. And she was like, do you want to like fly to Dubai to visit me and we can live together? Hell yeah. Bought my flight there before I got my flight home, for fuck's sake.
Didn't even know me. Like, we'd met once. For all I know, you could have been a serial killer. I could have been a serial killer.
I know. You know, everyone around me was like, only my best friend at the time, she was like, no, go for it. It'll be fine. If you don't like it, you can come home. But everyone around me was like, you're moving in with a stranger. I was like, what? I've met her once.
Since when is that okay to move in with a stranger?
Yeah, wouldn't recommend it. Don't get me wrong. We shared the same bed and everything. Like,
Yeah,
it was
straight up,
very...
day one. Dave, don't get in my bed.
It was very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Intimate. Yeah, but best decision I've ever done. So there you go. Everything
Happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. And now we're living together again, but we've got our own beds this time.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that again.
We're not sharing beds. No, but going kind of back to what you were saying before, that nothing changes back in the UK, I think you have to be a certain type of person to want to move abroad. Because like you say, some people are comfortable with the same thing. But like, I go back every time and I'm like, I see the same people in the same supermarkets doing the same thing, complaining about the same thing. And my mentality is very different and it's just not for me. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who, you know, who live that everyday life but actually want our life of living abroad and enjoying life. And you know, people always ask me how to do it, like how do you transition, what do you do? Now obviously my story is very different to your story, because me personally, I was in a stable job, I was nursing, and I'm a risk taker, and I just thought, you know what, fuck it.
See what happens.
Let's just see what happens. Quit my job. I didn't have a job lined up in Dubai. I was like, I'm just going to move and live off my savings. So for me, it was very risky business. Like, whereas for you, it is very different because you do already have your business established. Like, you know what you're doing. You have savings. You have a job. Very, very two like perspectives on that.
Absolutely. I think we are very, like, I need everything let out. I can't just do something off the whim. Besides go to Dubai.
So you definitely did do that.
No, but like when it comes to my life in general, like I need everything to be let out so that I feel secure, and then I felt comfortable. Like even last time I came to Dubai, me and you lived together for the first month. And like I didn't really know many people or nothing whenever I was here. And my main reason like for sort of staying on that second month, and I was on prep, so I wasn't going out. I wasn't like in environments that I could meet people, and I actually wanted to do that to see if I was gonna feel comfortable here or if I was just gonna get scared and want to go home. And I did. Like I felt so content the whole time. I wasn't nervous, my head wasn't back, and that's how I knew. I'm like, no, like I can do this longer term.
100%. Well, let's strip it back. Like from obviously being back home to moving abroad, how do you pick a country? I'm going to go through like every single aspect that people ask me, and you can give your like opinion and I'll give mine. So like picking a country, obviously you just said for you it was kind of like you came here, you loved it. Did you ever think potentially maybe going somewhere else, like obviously Bali, but could you imagine living yourself there? Do you feel people need to go and visit somewhere before they actually move?
Absolutely, 100%. Like this is the thing, I really thought Bali was where I was going to go and sort of trial for the 6 months, but you 100% visit the country. And I would say, like, unless you're moving with your partner or whatever, go on your own. Like, get over that fear, because you're gonna be on your own. If you're planning to move, you have to. What was the question?
How do you pick the country? Like, how do you decide where do you want to go?
I think it will just come down to you visiting those places, like I said, going on your own and seeing if you're gonna feel comfortable there. Or if you're constantly thinking, I want to go home, I don't like it here. Like, I came out to see you in Marbella, and I know it was only a couple of days. Instantly, I was like, not for me. I didn't like it at all. And maybe I would have, like, I was technically on a holiday. It's not that I was even there. But I just knew, no, it wasn't for me. Yeah. You'll feel it.
Whereas for me, I think I would just kind of risk it and go anywhere, because I was meant to move to Australia pre-COVID times, and I'd never been to Australia. I was like, I'm just going to move and go. And it was the same kind of thing with here. It was lockdown, and I was like, I'm just going to go and just move and just try it. If I don't like it, what's the worst that can happen? You just go back home.
You go home. Absolutely.
Literally nothing. I understand that, you know, people who have families and have homes, you know, if they sell up and whatnot, then that's a bit more of a bigger deal. But if you have got a family, I would say don't just risk everything, like go and test it out first. I have a client who actually did this. She sold everything, sold up, family of 5 or 6, and they went up and moved to Australia. after 3 months, she hated it. They've had to stay there for a full year, come back and buy a new home in the UK because she hated it. So I would say, if you're somebody that has a family, definitely go and check it out. But if you're on your own, you have nothing to lose, you rent anyway, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely, and that just comes down to security as well, doesn't it? Like, before, if I think me and you, it's easy for us too. A lot of people aren't in the same situation as us. Like, if we wanted to go to Australia tomorrow, we can. Nothing really changes for us, and we can try it out. But obviously, for a lot of people, it is different in terms of they have to leave secure jobs and they have to leave people behind and stuff like that. I suppose we did that too. I don't know why I'm saying that, but yeah, I think me and you have more flexibility, so it's easier for us to actually say that. But I would say, look, your holidays that you have booked, just take 2-3 weeks off, and like sometimes that's all you need. Yeah, 3 weeks, and don't treat those 3 weeks as a holiday where you're just in party mode the whole time drinking, because that's not what life's gonna be when you're here.
I mean,
Besides December, we're not going to talk about that.
Let's forget Christmas week. That doesn't count. It's for the holidays. It was the holidays, actually, so we treat it like a holiday. No, but completely agree with you on that front. Like, I think if people, for example, with a job, if they leave the secure job and you don't have a job lined up, then obviously have savings behind you. So you can kind of live and survive for, say, 2-3 months, have that much worth of savings whilst you look for a job there. If you're lucky enough to find a job somewhere before you even move there, even better, you feel more secure. But it depends on what sort of person you are, I would say.
Absolutely.
Whether you risk it or whether you actually want something to go for,
For sure. And I think for a lot of people, like, I knew the UK was never for me. Whereas a lot of people, like, that's their home. And that's fair. Lithuania isn't my home either. And that's where and you're obviously the same. Do you know what I mean? And I think maybe for us as well, it came down from that fact that we've already done the move, so it's not as scary.
It was a little bit easier because, like you say, from the age of 6, we both moved countries straight away. So it is very different, but I do think it's very much so person dependent. Right. Coming down to looking for property, houses, where to stay. This is something people ask me all the time. And I know me and you have like the same opinion on this anyway, and we do it through the same way. But do you want to kind of give your insight as to what people should do when it comes to moving abroad, how to look for houses? Obviously, I know every country is very different, but there is a way of doing it, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first couple of times I came out, Airbnb did. Airbnb. I think, again, it comes down whether you've actually been in the country or not. Because this time round, we were like, okay, we can commit to a 6-month lease or whatever because we've both lived here. We know the situation. Whereas if it was my first time coming out, I wouldn't have done that. Like, I would do month by month or something like that.
Again, it comes down to that thing where you don't know whether you're going to like it or not. So Airbnb is the safer option because you can get it for a month, 2, 3, 4. And yes, it might be a little bit more expensive, but you're not tied into a 6 or a 12-month contract.
Exactly. Whereas now we're tied in.
Exactly, 100%. And I think then from then, once you've done that, you can then go through agencies in places, etc.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but it depends on the country as well, doesn't it? Like here... Like, every country works different. Like, over here, we have to pay installments upfront or upfront payment. Like, there's very few properties that do monthly here, whereas if you went to Spain or something, it's probably more monthly than anything.
It is very different. So again, I think it's doing your research, asking people who you might know that actually live there, ask them for their advice. But I would say with Spain and Dubai, it's very much the same kind of in terms of like the Airbnb and then the monthly payments. Like, it's not people prefer bigger chunks of money.
I would definitely say, like, initially, even if you are making the big move, still get an Airbnb even for the first month so you can actually do house viewings. Not that we did that, but
and to see what area you want to live in.
Exactly.
Like in Dubai, I've lived in probably 4 or 5 different areas before I actually decided where I want to settle for long term. And I think you need to do that because otherwise you don't know if the area's for you. You don't know if it's convenient for you. If you like it, do you know what I mean? I think testing it out, Airbnb is the best option.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure what I've only been here, like if we tally up the whole time, 4 months? Throughout 2024, and this is my 4th place that I'm living as well. 4th area. But yeah, I knew where we're living now, I was like, no, whenever I come back longer term, that's where I want to live because that's where I enjoyed it the most.
100%. It's just, it comes down to preference as well. Like, people ask me, like, what's the best area? And I'm like, it depends on you. It depends on what you like and whether you've got the budget for it as well.
And which area, like say if somebody's looking to come out here, do you think you prefer living in the most?
Oh, it's a tough one. So let's go through every area that Dom's lived in. I think for me, obviously, when I first moved, I lived in JVC, and that's where most people tend to move first when they go.
Because it's the cheapest around here as well.
Well, it was. Now I don't even think that's the cheapest area anymore, but it was the cheapest area, so everybody would go there. But it's out of the way, so you need a car, or you're getting taxis all the time, and this traffic there is bad. Then I lived on the Palm, which again, I love the Palm. It was nice. It was on the beach, and I love my beach. I love the sea, so that was nice. But again, very expensive. If you live on your own, especially, I was there with my partner at the time, so it wasn't too bad. It was in half, and we got a really good deal. Then I moved on to the marina with you, and I liked the marina. It was pretty, really nice. But then again, it's very much so. It is everywhere's touristy in Dubai, but again, the traffic's horrific. Trying to walk around the marina was really annoying.
We never made it round.
No, never. The thing is, it's just so annoying to get round to the other side. It was just, I loved it. It was beautiful, and I would live in the marina again, but I don't know if I'd want to stay there like longer term. And then obviously now we're downtown and it's just so convenient. Like, yes, it might be further away from like the other end of Dubai where like your Palm is and Marina, but I feel like we've got everything very much so close to us.
Yeah, for day-to-day life, like we have everything, and we didn't get a car this time. No. Whereas when we lived in the Marina, JVC, we needed a car.
This is the first time in however many years, how long have I been, 10 years that I've been driving that I've not had a car. The first time ever. That's insane.
To be fair, same, I think. Since I've started driving, this is the only gap I have.
Mental. But I was saying this to you the other day. At first, I could never imagine my life without a car. But actually, because cars are they're not expensive in Dubai anyway, but so are taxis. Like, we're actually saving money. Yeah. It's convenient because you don't have to park, and parking in Dubai is a nightmare. Even if you go into the mall,
just so you know.
Yeah, just so you know. You just jump out of a taxi, in a taxi, you're done. You don't have to look for parking. Like, you don't have to pay the salik fees. The fines that you get here, I know, like, I'm bad for fines, but a lot of people get a lot of fines in Dubai. Yeah. It's really well known for that. So, again, it's preference. And for us, we can do work on our phone whilst we're in the taxi when we're stuck in 2-hour traffic. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not wasting that time as well.
That's the main thing here, traffic.
And imagine, like, that time you told me that you were stuck in a car crash, where there was a car crash, and you were there for, like, 2-3 hours?
4
hours.
And I could see my apartment.
Imagine if you were in a taxi, you'd just get out and go.
You literally, I was like, I need to abandon this car. Couldn't even pull over anywhere. Sat in the taxi on prep. Haven't eaten.
I was just more worried how you've not peed for 4 hours. Like, I couldn't do it.
I think my brain, like my bodily functions were dead at that stage, gone.
Started to shut down.
Yeah.
Literally. So, yeah, I mean, picking your locations.
Yeah, it's important. And that's the thing. You have to try different areas. Even, do you know what I mean? It depends what you're looking for. Like, one of my friends moved here a year ago, and her lease is ending now, and she always said downtown, and now she wants to go somewhere else because it's too hectic for her.
I think as well, though, you never know. We might be here a year, and then we might be like, you know what, we actually want to
go back to JVC.
We might want to chill out. We might want to go like Jumeirah or like Golf Estates, whatever. Like, there's so many areas in Dubai that you might want to go to. You know, like if it's for families, we've got Town Square, you've got Damac Hills. They're a lot further out the way. But if you're a family, you don't need to be in the hustle and the bustle.
That's the thing. Like, it depends on your lifestyle too. Like, where we live now is convenient for us for coffee shops and going to the mall and doing wee things like that. Whereas if we were going out more, it would be handier to living around like the Palm or whatever.
No, what I was going to say is what I was thinking about earlier when we were talking about like city life and whatnot. I've always said I'm not a city girl.
Really?
Yeah. I've always said this. I was like, I couldn't live in London, too busy, city life. And I'm like, downtown Dubai is city life. Yeah. And I've always said I never wanted that. I always wanted a house on the beach. Now, yeah, I still want that in the future. But this part of my life, this is more convenient for me. Like, I'm in my 20s. I'm still young. I think it's good for socialising as well.
Oh, 100%. I'm not the same. That was a lie. I hate London. Absolutely hate it. Could never live there. But I always said I want to be in a city. Yeah. Always.
It's weird, isn't it?
And it's not even like about... But I feel like where we live doesn't feel like a city. It's busy, but only if you go to the busy areas. Do you know what I mean?
But it is.
It's still chill.
Mm. I don't know. If
I
you
like-
look out of our window at 6 p.m, I don't think it's chill on the road.
Yeah, usually don't go outside after 4 o'clock.
Okay, so kind of going into the social aspect of things, obviously if people move out here on their own and they don't know, say that you don't know anybody, how would you go about meeting people and actually, did you just bang your elbow?
Sorry, meeting people
Yeah, are you okay?
with elbows.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yes, how would you go about meeting people? Okay, so my first shout is gonna be go out, but just don't drink. No, I'm only joking. Look, you have to put yourself into different situations. Join gyms, like
Go to cafes.
run clubs. Not that I would ever be a part of one. Cafes. I feel like here is very easy to mingle in with
It
people
is.
though. I think a lot of people are in similar situations. Like when not many people move out with their our age.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? Which is obviously who you're trying to socialize with. I think a lot of people do move here by themselves, so they're open to conversations. Like we were at a beach club the other day,
Yeah.
and a girl came over to us and was like, "You look like you're having fun." Introduced herself. Where are you from? And that was it. Like now we chat on Instagram and stuff.
She'd just moved here, didn't
Yeah,
she? I was just about
exactly.
to give the same kind of example about that girl. And I think you need to be an outgoing person, because if you move somewhere and you isolate yourself and you don't go out, you are going to hate it. You're going to have nobody there. Everybody's going to be out. You're going to be sat at home. You need to put yourself out there. Even if it's messaging people on Instagram, like I know Dubai is really good for example, for girls, like ATB page, like people posting there all the time, hey, I've just moved to Dubai. You know, is anyone, I'm up for meeting new girls, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm into. Like, there's everything and anything, like you said, running, there's yoga, there's Pilates classes, there's
I think classes,
everything.
those type
Yeah.
of environments, especially like if you're not big for going out.
Yeah.
I think putting yourself into a situation like that, and you will meet people at the class or even Instagram.
Yeah.
Like we live in that day and age. Like the girls that now I'm friendly with here, every single one of them I met through
Through Instagram. Yeah.
And literally just messaged, "Hi, I'm moving to Dubai. Do you want to grab a coffee?"
Yeah.
And nobody said no.
No. I've had the same though. Like when I moved here, I had a few girls message me saying, hey, I've just moved here. I've seen you've moved here. Should we go for a coffee? And that's how you make friendships. You know, you have to be bold and you have to be outgoing.
As
to
an
kind of do
adult
that.
especially,
Yeah,
it's
100%.
it's naturally harder. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like we get more awkward and shy as we get older, because like, oh, I'm 25, I need to make friends. But yeah, no, you do, you have to, because I wouldn't be very much like that. Like I wouldn't be the type of person to reach out to people and be like, let's do this, or
Yeah.
go out with people. I don't know, we were talking about this the other day. I have social anxiety in certain I don't when I'm there, but it's the thought of it that puts
That's
me
it,
off. And then once I'm there, I'm fine. But yeah, like you have to, and that's what I've been doing too, because that's how you're going to meet new people.
Exactly. And I think Dubai, like I said, Dubai is quite easy, but what if people aren't coming to Dubai? Because a lot of people will move different places. Again, I would still say classes. Like going out, yes, is good, bars, whatever, but you might not link up with the people that have got
You
the same
want to link up,
interest.
yeah.
Exactly. Whereas, you know, I love to go to the gym, I love to go to yoga, I love to go to coffee shops. That is where I will find the people that are on my wavelength.
Yeah, I think definitely like the likes of classes, anything you enjoy, and it doesn't have to be fitness. Do you know what I mean? There's, what is there, art classes or something? I don't
it's
know.
anything.
You're bound to find something like that you're actually passionate about or interested in, and put yourself into those environments. Like go to events that like network with people who have the same interests.
100%. I think that unless you do that, you're not going to get a good experience out of it.
Oh no, that's the thing. You're gonna end up being homesick, and then you're gonna look at it as a failure. But like, try everything before you give up on that side of things, because the thing is, you might move somewhere and it might just not work out for you, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't feel like you failed or whatever. But did you actually try to make your life good there for yourself? Because if you just sat at home and complained that you haven't met anybody and didn't do anything to meet anybody, then that's on you. Like even work, obviously we work for ourselves, so it's different, we're more isolated.
Yeah, exactly.
But whatever your job is that you've applied in the country or whatever, like your co-workers are going to be people you talk to and see every day. See them outside of work if you like them.
100%, exactly. I think that's really good. And kind of going back to what you just said about being homesick, I think you're going to go through ups and downs. Like myself, I can't say I've ever felt like majorly homesick here or anywhere actually. I don't know why, but I love my family to bits. I just don't get that feeling. I feel like I'm at a stage in my life where my friends give me what my family give me. I think the only tough time I did have, and I did miss my family, was when obviously I went through my breakup, because that was obviously hurtful, and I went through a stage where a lot of my friends had left and then gone somewhere else because it was the summer, so I didn't really have many people about. Whereas yourself, do you feel like, cause you've been here, you've only been here a month to be fair, but do you feel like you get bits of like homesick?
No, yes and no, in the sense, like, I'm like you, you're like, yes, I miss my family. There was Christmas hit me. Remember, I was saying, like, not even Christmas Day, it was a couple of days after Christmas. But
Are you sure you just wasn't majorly hungover and had the fear?
no, because I stopped drinking after that. I didn't drink what?
We went out on Boxing Day.
Yeah, I don't count Boxing Day, though. Boxing Day was fine. It was probably a mix of everything, to be fair. I was on a come down from the hangover that lasted about 4 days. And yeah, I think Christmas just in general, because not to be fair, like, not that my family does anything big for Christmas, but it is that time where you're expected to be with your family.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it hit me a wee bit, and it was like dark and gloomy here, and I was like, is it gonna rain? I don't know. I was just having. I got my period the next day.
Oh, there you go. Explain.
It wasn't homesick. It wasn't
She wasn't
homesick. No, I do miss my family 100%. I miss my friends as well, and like, there's a lot happening back home, like with my friends and stuff, that I'm like, oh, I'm gutted to be missing.
Yeah.
That, or not seeing that, or whatever's going on, but not to the extent that I would consider going home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm very content with how I feel here.
Yeah. We have a good life, and like we sit there quite a lot and we're like, look at our life, we're so grateful for it, and
We do that too much.
we do that a lot. But the thing is, you need to, though, when you have a life like this, people probably look at us and think, oh, they live this amazing life, but we work for this life, for one, and two, we've made this life. You know, I get people comment like this all the time, like, oh, well, you've got this great life, and yeah, it's not always great. Like, there are some bad times, and there are times where work isn't good, or, you know, we are feeling down, and I'm like, it's not all that it looks. But at the same time, I decided to make this move. I decided to make this life for myself. I could still be back home, nursing, hating the job that I'm in, and earning a little money, being in a miserable country and not progressing. Whereas that's not me as a person. Like, I want to progress. I want to become better. I want to be successful. So I had to push myself out of my comfort zone to be able to do that.
100%. But that's what it comes down to. I think a lot of people look at our lifestyles, and because, put it this way, and I always say this, Instagram is a highlight reel.
Oh, yeah.
We post when we're out, when we're having fun, where we're doing our hot girl walks.
I post when I cry as well. I post my down times, okay? I'm real.
I love how you just went like this. So yeah, Dom has been getting a lot of backlash from people
from
around
friends.
her. Yeah,
From
from
friends.
her friends, for crying on social media.
I don't care, but you see, mine's not a
But
highlight
she's
reel.
right to a certain extent. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Yes, you post certain videos, but in general, we show off the good side. But that's in everybody's life. Even if I'm living back home and I'm absolutely miserable, but I'm going for a nice lunch with the girls, I'm going to post my nice lunch with the girls, even though I cried that morning.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
People just don't show that side, and I think that's what you need to remember. And a lot of people think we come here and live a holiday. We don't.
This is why I'm pale.
We
This
got ready in 20 minutes, ran out the door, and now we're panicking about how we're going to get the rest of our work done for the rest of the day, because
We're going to be up till 2 a.m. working.
yeah. And people don't see that.
No.
People don't see the fact that you're, running around all day, every day, and then if you take a Saturday off, it's like, oh, she's living her best life. Yeah, she is, because she's completely burnt out.
Yeah, that was literally us this weekend. Like, Monday to Friday, it came to Friday night and we were so burnt out. I was like, Saturday, I'm taking completely off. I need it, 100%.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. People don't see that side of things because they just think you're just out there enjoying life, doing nothing, but you
know
don't
what?
show the other sides of it.
From now on, I'm going to start posting every single part of my day, updating people on social media.
Good luck, because her ADHD brain.
So now I've got 20 minutes to get ready and go film my podcast. I'm going to
Literally.
come back. Yeah, no, maybe we should start vlogging. I'm going to start my YouTube back up.
It's gonna be the same vlog day in and day out, and that's another thing. You know, like we still very much so. Yes, we work for ourselves, and yes, we have the flexibility if we wanted to go for lunch on a Tuesday, just because we can do that.
We'll take our laptops with us.
Well, yeah, either that, we'll take our laptops with us, or we have to literally put a lunch into our calendar and then work extra on the Wednesday because we missed 2 hours.
Yeah.
We should do that.
That sounds like a good idea, actually. Completely gone off on a tangent here. Going back to moving abroad, I feel like, is there anything else? What do I feel like? Do you feel like there's anything else that people need to know or should consider when moving abroad?
I feel like I'm being put on the spot right now.
Well, we've spoke about, the housing. We've spoke about making friends. We spoke about jobs. Is there anything else?
I think it's just the general, like, I know for me, the reason it took me so long to even go to Bali is because I was scared.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people experience that and they hold it off
What
and
was
off
you
and
scared
off
of?
and off. I don't actually know. I think it was just anxiety of not knowing anybody there. What? Not speaking English. Like not knowing anybody that's there, not knowing what the lifestyle's like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like even coming out here, I didn't know what way people live. I didn't know what way I was expected to live.
Yeah.
Like you don't know. Even now, and I've been here for quite a long time. I still don't know how to get anywhere.
I mean, you're still new here, so of course, it's going to take you time. But I mean, I think you just have to plan it ahead. Don't do what Dom did and just sell up your life and leave, because that's very risky. And if you're not willing to risk it, because you never know, it could go right, it could go wrong, plan it. Save your money, plan it, and then do it. Have a plan of
Absolutely.
action.
Yeah, 100%. You have, like, for me, I had to have a plan. I had to have savings in the background. I had to come out here a couple of times to be sure that I was ready for it, because at the end of the day, it's a big move.
Oh,
like, how stressed was I before coming out here? Like, you don't actually realise how much you have at home. Like, that you have to close down and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Like, I still haven't sold my car. Anybody want it?
BMW, she's selling it.
It's a good car.
It's a nice car. It's a sexy car. No, 100%. And I think with myself, because I've lived so much here, there and everywhere, for me, it's just another move now.
Yeah.
Because I've moved about so much in the last 3 years. I'm just like, it's just another move. It's just another move.
But on that note, the way you're saying it's just another move, do you see yourself settling here?
In Dubai,
Yeah.
it's a very tough question. Because when I first moved here, I was like, yes, I see myself settling here. But I've always said it is not a forever home. Like, I don't see myself being 80 years old living in Dubai. Do you?
Don't really see old people here.
Yeah, exactly. Because as soon as it comes to your pension, get out.
Okay.
So I don't see myself as, I don't know, like here a forever home. Yes, could I raise a family here? Absolutely. It's safe. It's great. But I don't know. I still don't know where I want to live. I mean, right now we've committed to 6 months and we're probably going to commit to another year after that. And I'm just going to take it
Yeah.
6 months, 1 year at a time, rather than what I was doing before, like 3-4 months, just moving constantly, because I was so unsure of where I actually wanted to stay.
But this is the thing. I only did that last year, and I had major anxiety come the end of the year, because I was like, I just want to be in one place. Because I came back from Bali. I was home for 2 weeks. I came to Dubai. I flew home. Where do we go? Morocco or somewhere? Marbella? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was constantly back and forth. And I'm like, I just want to be in my apartment in the same place for a block of time.
People say this a lot to me. They're like, but you're so lucky. And we are.
Yeah.
We are so lucky to be able to do that. But the stress that comes with it, the unsettlement that comes... Unsettlement, is that the word?
Yeah.
Unsettlement that actually comes with that. It's a lot. So the people that are actually secure and settled, be grateful for that as well.
100%.
Because there's a lot that comes from that.
And you were saying something beforehand, and now it's went out of my head.
About me moving about a lot.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought, sorry.
Okay, now I've lost my train of thought as well.
This is going really well.
No, you was asking me about me. Where do I see myself settling? Is it related to that? Well, as of now, I'm here.
Yeah.
And, it's completely off the topic, but for example, if you actually want a relationship, for example.
That's where I was going. So like me and you have spoke about this beforehand, your life is still going to change dependent on what happens in your life.
Yeah.
Like if you end up in a relationship with someone from Germany,
Okay.
Germany, do you know what I mean? Like you might decide that you want to trial there for a while. I think it just depends on what way your life's going to be planned out for you, or what situations you get yourself into, or whatever. I think at the minute, because yeah, we're both single, we're both only focusing on what we want
Yeah.
and doing our own thing. To me, Dubai feels right. To you, Dubai
Yeah.
feels right at the minute. But circumstances might change.
100%. And you know what? That answer that I'm looking for as to where I actually want to live, it might come when I actually meet somebody.
Yeah.
And they might be like, this is where we want to live. Cool, fine. Because I'm quite flexible. So, I mean, as long as it's not the UK, it has to be a hot country. So, actually, Germany doesn't work either, because that's cold.
Why Germany?
Germany, Netherlands, no. I mean, it needs to be hot. I need sunshine. I have
Yeah.
my priority list now. So, yeah. Got anything else to add?
I would say just I think if you are debating moving, or if it's something that's on your mind, that thought's not going to go away and you will regret not doing it.
Yeah.
Or at least not trying. So go and do it. Like fulfill that desire that's in your head.
Yeah.
And if it means just going for a month, go for a month and see how you feel about it. Like you're not going to regret going to a different country for a month. It'll feel like a holiday, or you'll fall in love with it and move.
This is going to sound really corny, but you only live once. Like
YOLO.
YOLO. You actually do only live once.
Yeah.
And like, what, you're going to be 80 years old and say, oh, I wish I moved.
Absolutely, and that's the way I look at those things. If you are considering, like, if you're even asking those questions,
Do it.
there's something there that, like, there's a curiosity that you need to explore.
100%.
That
If,
was good, I
if it crosses your mind, it's like, it's something that you need to do. And I well and truly believe that. Like, nothing crosses your mind without it actually meaning anything. So,
Absolutely. So, I would say try it. If it doesn't work out, like Dom said earlier, you can always get the flight home, and that's the thing. You can, you know.
you can crash on your mate's sofa back home, on your mum's and dad's sofa, or you've probably got your old bedroom at your mum's and dad's house still.
Literally.
Like, there's so many options.
And you know, like, you've lived in your current place long enough to know how everything operates. So, as we said, nothing changes back home. So you'll just fall straight back into that routine.
Exactly. It's very, very simple. But thank you so much for this. I feel like we've been quite insightful. If anybody has any questions in regards to moving, or want to actually ask me or Ice or anything, advice on Dubai, Marbella for me, more than welcome to drop us a message. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye. I'm sweating. Thank you. What time is it? Yeah. 15:15. 45 minutes. Or like